What's up, everybody? So basically, this is my second video to my YouTube channel, Rap Industry Talk, and I just want to say I apologize for not being the best host. I'm not exactly, the greatest, mind in rap when it comes to analyzing what I'm talking about. I'm not a radio host or anything. I'm not a producer. I'm not a rap artist. Well, I do make music, but it's trash, and that doesn't matter. But anyways, this is my second video, and I just wanted to say that to thank you to everybody who watched my first video, whoever liked it or shared it or whatever. So this is actually gonna be this topic is gonna be a delivery. This topic is actually gonna be on how your delivery actually affects the song, and just like how in the past the delivery and wordplay on the song really affects like how people like it, and what exactly it's doing to make you like it. So your delivery is basically like the words you choose in a song, and basically and other, and like and how you perform it, how how you stay on beat, and like why exactly these people are hated or loved or whatever. But but first things first is, I think the most important thing is just to be on beat and to have and to sort of have like a main course of like your intro, your verse, your hook, and all that needs to be great and all that. So but that's the main thing. You need to like learn how to understand music. Like if you haven't never taken a class on music, you don't know anything about tempo or anything like that, that's the first thing you need to like learn. And maybe some songwriting, like a songwriting class, or take something, or like look up, what exactly it takes to like write a song. But if you really want to if you really want to, well, this topic actually is strictly on like how delivery actually affects the industry. So one person I was actually listening to was ASAP Rocky, and he's sort of like an experimental artist. And one thing I was really trying to get forward to is, yes, he's from New York, but he's an experimental artist because he does really psychedelic rap. And I'm sorry, my camera's moving. I don't have anything to stand it up. My laptop broke, so I can't record anything on my laptop. I don't have a fancy camera or anything like that, but just bear with me. So anyway, ASAP Rocky honestly has one of the best deliveries in the game right now. I'm not gonna. This channel honestly isn't gonna be about OG rap or Wu-Tang Clan is the best lyricist and fuck Lil Nas X and shit. I don't do that. I appreciate a lot of music, because people aren't really looking at the details, and people aren't really appreciating what it is. And I'm not exactly 35, so maybe I don't get it, and I really don't care about your opinion. So sorry. Anyways, but so first things first, ASAP Rocky. So ASAP Rocky chooses a lot of words that like really amp up the crowd, and like he can just get everything started. Like he's on a feature, and he might do like like he'll just like really wow up the crowd and stuff like that. Like there was actually one verse that I didn't like. I think it was like the UNO UOENO UO. I don't know how to say it, and our. Yeah, that wasn't his greatest verse, but he did a verse to Cockiness from Rihanna, and that was actually one of the dopest verses ever. Like it was actually really cool. And one thing that for sure is like, when you focus on delivery, it's like, it's like everything, it's like look at like for instance, like I've been and another artist I really want to compare it to is Kanye West. And why I think Kanye West is one of the greatest artists is because he sounds like he signed to Def Jam and Rockefeller, and he just has like the power to motivate himself beyond any other person. Like in my last video, I talked about confidence and how that affects your delivery, and like having that swagger. So I think Kanye West is like, when he raps, like he's like really trying to motivate you to like listen to his music and motivate you to like like listen to more of his songs. And he's like his like the beats and the way he raps on the song is just amazing. And like continue listening. It's about his. It's just he just understands that he has an amazing delivery. So that's just why he picks up on it. He's not the greatest. Like he doesn't. He's not an ill lyricist. Like some of, like I was. He's. It's kind of like it's like a. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an oxymoron. It's confusing. It doesn't really make sense. It's kind of retarded. But it's just like he just knows the limelight. You feel the limelight when you listen to Kanye West. Like same thing with like his inspiration, like Q-Tip and Jay-Z. Like when you listen to like A Tribe Called Quest, like those artists are really like Q-Tip is actually a really dope artist. And I think I'm actually going to talk about experimental music later on and how it affects the industry. And delivery does actually have a big part in experimental music because those artists take a lot into what they see into the industry. And yes, the industry is constructed of a lot of recycled stuff. Like raw, whether it's like people use guitars or whatever in rap music or whatever, but it sounds like the Beatles or whatever, or I'm not really sure. I'm just saying. But one thing's for sure is that Kanye West is one of the greatest artists, and that's just something that everybody needs to know because why is it's just your delivery is just everything. And anything is possible. So if you really want to focus on making music, that's just the one thing you want to know. This channel really isn't about making music. It's honestly about this channel, and this video is honestly everything. What I really want to get out to you guys is why the industry is the way it is and how you can actually come up in the industry. And so it's like a fun way. You're just basically sort of hanging out with me, and I don't really have the greatest video, so I'm actually trying to have the greatest detail I can give you. And I'm not really exactly like a PhD student, and I don't really know how to study like a PhD student, so I'm actually trying to do my best. And yes, people are gonna hate me for it, and they're probably gonna talk shit, but I don't really give a shit. But so I mean, nobody's doing what I'm doing right now, so that's what matters. So to sum up, why I think choosing wordplay and using those why using that sort of experimental sort of motives is useful in the industry is because if you use those sort of tactics to sort of create a song, that's exactly what's going to make you blow up. That's exactly what's going to put you in magazines and videos and interviews and all that and stuff, and put you on the radio and all that. So the more you experiment, the more you're going to get played. And I think if you have like a cool New York accent, if you have like a cool Cali accent or a Southern accent, and that's like step number one. And if you're somebody like Blueface or I don't know, some other bullshit, and you don't know how to rap on beat, you're probably just gonna come up with have one song and then fall off. Like Blueface is already falling off. I don't think he's gonna be. He did make an XSL freshman. One thing great about him is that he is from Cali. His stuff is different. It's a lot. It's really experimental. It's genius. He made it. That's great. But he just like rapping off beat is just one of the most stupidest things you can do. Like that is just, I don't consider you an artist. I'm sorry. If you rap off beat, then that's just stupid. Unless you make it really work, like 6ix9ine or some shit. And 6ix9ine, actually makes his stuff work because he's just constantly trying to get you hyped up in the song, sort of like XXXTentacion. That's another thing I want to jump on is there's people that love artists, and yes, he died and it's tragic and rest his soul and all that, but it's just, when I first heard that song, Look at Me, I hated it, and I don't like it. Still to this day, I don't really think it's a good song. It's not that great. But I think but he does have an amazing delivery on the song, and he will forever be remembered because he had an interesting choice of lyrics. He was an experimental artist, and he would continue to be one, and that is why everybody liked him. The reason why everybody liked him is because his lyrics were experimental. He used a different set of beats that nobody even heard of. Sort of like A$AP Rocky, like I was telling you, and I know everything I know what I'm talking about, and I wouldn't even say anything I'm talking about because that's just stupid. I'm actually at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and all my videos are only gonna be about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. So I don't know. anyways, but you know, that's just something that I wanted to pick up on. If you have any comments or what I should comment or what I should do a video next, please leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe. I am sorry that I am not the best. I don't have the best video right now, and this everything is most of the stuff is off the top of my head, and you know, I don't really put too much study into it because I've already thought about this stuff like 1,000 times, and you know, I think that, you know, that's just what it is, because I've actually listened to music for years, and I know what I'm talking about, and I've listened to music so much. I've listened to music so much in my life since I was a little kid, so I know exactly what is a good song and what's not, and like that's the main thing that, you know, you really need to understand. And there's more to it, but you know, I don't know. Anyways, thank you. This is Rapping Shock with Michael Cisneros, and thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. All right, goodbye.